Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hello and welcome to this video. I hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is having fun. And I hope the universe is treating you fairly. Today's video, like last week's video, is going to be talking about one of the upcoming movies this summer. Last week's was Superman. This week we're going to be talking about the Fantastic Four: First Steps. I am really looking forward to this movie for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is when I was a little kid, my first comic book cartoons on TV is when my father was in the military. We were stationed in Germany. And Saturday mornings on Armed Forces Network, there was a show. It was a show that had cartoon that would have one cartoon for the Incredible Hulk, one for Thor, and one for the Fantastic Four. And I believe it had one for Captain America, which was really cool. That was my earliest cartoon made from comic books memory. And I always liked the Fantastic Four simply because they were kind of a family. You had Reed Richards, his wife Sue Storm. Well, I guess for professional reasons, she kept her maiden name. You had Johnny Storm, and you had Ben, whose last name I can't think of right offhand. They were kind of they were the first. They were the pre-Justice League for me. Now, in the actual time, as far as timelines go and when things actually happen and stuff, I don't know. But from my memory and from my exposure, the first group of superheroes working together was, I keep shaking the table. Let me do this. Zoom out a little bit. Was the Fantastic Four. They were their group. They didn't always get along, but for the most part, you know, they did, and they worked out their differences and kind of had a little bit of a moralistic tie-in with their show, or the show had the bad guys, you know, usually Dr. Doom or somebody, and it was something like theft or cheating or stealing or something like that, and they kind of hit it home at the last, you know, 2-3 minutes after everything happened. Their heroes are back in the Fantastic Tower, and they're chit-chatting, making jokes about what they just, you know, what their last adventure. They kind of hit everything home there. Plus, as far as Silver Age comics go, I believe, if I remember correctly, the Fantastic Four are a creation of the Silver Age. They are not a Golden Age property. They are a Silver Age IP. And because that's when they were born, and that's what the storytelling was about, that's the type of stories I think is the strong suit. And from the trailers, from the movie, I think I think what they're going to do is they're going to do the Silver Age thing. Then they're going to have the world destroyed, and they're going to get transported to the Marvel universe that we're most familiar with. This is what I think they're going to do. They may not do that. That's just the vibe, the feel I get from other people on the internet that I respect that do reactions to trailers and reactions to this and that. Plus articles I read. I've got a cough drop in my mouth. I was outside, pollen is up, and my my sinuses are going stupid crazy. So we're gonna get that Kennedy vibe, that happy, young, spirited vibe that I think in the end it's going to destroy the world. I've seen a lot of people hating on the fact that they gave the Silver Surfer a sex change. That's neither here nor there. From what I've seen in the video or the trailers and videos and stuff that are online, leaked stuff that's online, she looks like she's going to do a damn good job. It's like a lot of people hated the fact that Villeneuve changed Liet Kynes' sex in the first Dune movie he did. It's neither here nor there. It's not an important, the specific gender is not important and relevant to the overall arcing story. So, Silver Surfer, yes, in the comics, Silver Surfer was originally male, yes. Then got a companion, which was a female. Some of the comics, some of the iterations, but it is what it is. Deal with it. I don't think it's going to detract from them, other than the people that want to hate it. There are people out there, and there's their YouTube channels, and I check in on them on occasion to make sure they haven't changed, or maybe in hopes that they have changed. I don't know, but there are YouTube channels out there in which the people that do the YouTube channels, if it has a vagina doing anything other than being a hostage or a rape victim or a loving traditional wife, they're going to hate it. So yeah, and those people, and one thing you can count on about those people is they are going to hate everything. Regardless of how good the writing is, how good the story is, those idiots are going to hate it. And I try to rise above it. That's one of the reasons why I check in on those channels, just to see how low they've sank, how ignorant their arguments are. Because 99.99999 out to infinity of their arguments why they hate something can be debunked with a simple Google search. So yeah, the fact that they've gender swapped Silver Surfer doesn't bother me. Now, the thing, it doesn't bother me, but it intrigues me. Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards is he's a good actor. He's got the chops to do it. He's proved that in The Mandalorian, The Last of Us, and stuff like that. He's got the chops. But Pedro Pascal is known for his mustache, his goatee, his facial hair. It's a Pedro Pascal thing. It's part of his look. Whereas Reed Richards in the comics, for the most part, doesn't have any facial hair. I think that's going to be the only thing, and it's not off-putting, it's not a deal breaker, it's just one of those things that I see what the studio is doing. They were banking on a good actor that has the chops, that has a look, that's going to put people in the seats. It's Pedro Pascal is definitely going to get all of the horny girls and horny women and the horny gay men. Definitely going to draw that. You're going to get those. Pedro Pascal is going to put those butts in seats. Just the actress playing Sue Storm looks like a pretty good. Her looks and stuff. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, and I'm not at my computer where I can look it up real quick. But she looks fairly comic book accurate. Ben. Well, that's I think, if I remember correctly, the Things look is partial practical outfit and partial CGI. I think they use the CGI to cover up things like seams, creases, fasteners, and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's a practical suit. I think they used a little bit of CGI to enhance the color of the stone, maybe throw some shadows about, and it looks good. It looks really good. The story, and I'm glad this, like the Superman movie, it looks like it's going to be a post origin story, so we don't have to spend 20 minutes of the movie getting the origin story. They're probably going to have flashbacks or dialogue that will inform the non-comic book reading members of the audience of the Fantastic Four's origin. Plus, they've had 2, maybe 3 failed movies because they tried to over Hollywood it and it didn't work. In my opinion, the Fantastic Four does not do gritty, down to earth real well. The Fantastic Four does that, like I said, that early 60s Kennedy youthful optimism thing. That's just where that's when they were born. That's what they were born out of. So that is going to be their strong point. Now, how they translated into the modern MCU, we don't know. I don't know if it's going to be like a parallel universe straight across. 2000. What we see in the movie, in the Fantastic Four movie, is their universe in 2025. Then they get transplanted to the modern, or the current MCU in 2025, or if it's going to be 1960s in that universe and their time stream is different than ours, or the I shouldn't say ours, I should say the main MCU universe, and they kind of come forward in time. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. That is, if that's how they're doing it. There's a lot of speculation on that's how they're going to do it. I'm real interested to see the practical effects versus CG, and if you can tell the difference, and which ones you can tell the difference on. And I don't mean, you know, the thing picking up a semi-truck and throwing it. We know that's CGI, but does it look like CGI? The thing eating dinner, is that practical? Can the outfit that the actor's wearing accommodate that, or do they got to CG it, or how does that work? And how well it looks at the finished product, what the finished product looks like. Like I said, I'm really, this is a Marvel project that I'm actually looking forward to, just kind of wanting to go see in the theaters. Most Marvel movies, I'm like, that looks cool, I'll wait till it streams. This one now, on the other hand, I may take the gamble and roll the dice, well, I probably will, and go see it in movie theater, just because it's that kind of movie. It looks like it's gonna work. Now, how long it takes Disney to get it to stream, I don't know. Like I said in last week's video, after I watch the movie, I'm going to do a video about what I think of the movie. So yeah, there's going to be that. Now, I don't know if I'm going to take and post that video as like a bonus or an extra video, or if I'm going to just put it in the regular chain of videos that come out on Tuesdays, that are currently coming out Tuesdays. I may change the date, don't know yet. This, I had to pause. My cat is playing on the floor underneath the table where I'm recording. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be pretty decent movie. Like I said, for Marvel to get me into a theater, it's going to take a lot. Now, if they can pull this off, and I think they can, that you're going to have multiple Fantastic Four movies, or movies, MCU movies that have the Fantastic Four in them. Now, somebody like Pedro Pascal can't be cheap. So I think a lot of it's going to depend on box office. I think a lot of it, like the Superman movie, I think regardless of how much money they make in their initial theatrical run, I think that opening weekend is going to be the barometer for those two, especially those two. Most movies that are on a decent budget, get pretty good hype, you know, they go first 2, maybe 3, sometimes 4 weeks to get the pulse. But I think with this movie and James Gunn's Superman movie, that opening weekend is what's going to determine what people do, how people react. These movies are big budget enough that it's going to go. I don't see either one losing money, and I think Marvel has done the intelligent thing and instead of trying to compete directly with Superman, which comes out on July 11th, I think by offsetting it a couple weeks, what they're going to get is Superman's going to get all the initial stuff. Then when the Fantastic Four movie comes out, the people that have already seen Superman are going to fill the theaters up to watch Fantastic Four. Keeping in mind, you are going to have those people that are DC fans are only going to see the DC, and people that are Marvel that are strictly only going to see the Marvel. Then you got people like me that just like to be entertained, like good, strong, well-told stories. So that's that. I'm going to go ahead, we're going to close this off here. Remember, everybody, to be a good human, be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?